Welcome back to China Uncensored. I'm Chris Chappell. Suave, cultured, international man of mystery. No, I'm not talking about Bond, James Bond. Meet Chinese billionaire Guo Wengui, also known as Miles Kwok. Okay, I know that image looks like something we did to just make fun of him. But just to be clear, Guo photoshopped his own face onto Daniel Craig's body and then posted it on Twitter. I am not making this up. So at first glance, Guo seems like your average Twitter bro, posting thirsty workout selfies, taking vertical video of his small dog, and thanking his social media followers with the tragic overuse of both the raised fist and the prayer hands emojis. Yes, Guo Wengui is truly #blessed. He lives in a $67 million apartment in Manhattan, which I assume means it has at least 2 full-size closets. He's a member of the exclusive Marx Club in London's prestigious Mayfair district. He's also a member of Donald Trump's exclusive Mar-a-Lago Club in America's prestigious Florida. Guo Wengui originally made his money in real estate. He fled China in 2015 after his relationship with Chinese Communist Party officials soured. He kept a low profile until he resurfaced in March this year. Then, he began giving out lengthy interviews to Chinese media, telling fantastical stories of corruption in the highest ranks of the Chinese Communist Party, and making himself out to be an anti-corruption hero. He said he's willing to spill the beans to protect my life, protect my money, and get my revenge. He also said it gave him an excuse to Photoshop myself in more exciting and dramatic ways. Guo said that his information would help Xi Jinping and Wang Qishan's anti-corruption efforts. Whoa, Xi Jinping, Wang Qishan, anti-corruption campaign? I think it's time for a recap of everyone's favorite soap opera about high-level power struggles within the Chinese Communist Party.
Previously on General Hostility. Current leader Xi Jinping is engaged in a life-or-death political struggle with former leader Jiang Zemin. Xi has launched a national campaign to crack down on corruption, but his real target is deflated toad Jiang Zemin and his allies. But Xi can't do it alone. Butch Cassidy needed the Sundance Kid. Winnie the Pooh needed Piglet. Who will be Xi Jinping's loyal sidekick, going in together with honeypots blazing? Gasp! It's Wang Qishan, Zoloft before picture, and Xi Jinping's anti-corruption czar. Together, they've punished more than 1 million corrupt party officials. But the Jiang faction is putting up a fight. They're trying to destroy Xi Jinping and Wang Qishan first. Will Xi and Wang take down the evil Jiang before Jiang destroys them? Find out after this explanatory break.
Okay, so billionaire Guo Wengui said he wanted to help Xi Jinping and Wang Qishan's anti-corruption efforts by exposing corrupt individuals. He also promised to reveal more as the months went on, as in not all at once, but definitely later. What's his reason for doling out information slowly? To let the bullets fly for a little while. Okay, you got me. We photoshopped that one. Anyway, this is an odd strategy if your goal is to, actually make change in China. But more on that later. Guo first got tangled up in the anti-corruption campaign in 2014 when he accused this guy, Li Yo, of insider trading. Thanks in part to Guo's help, Li was jailed. Li Yo had links to former Chinese leader Jiang Zemin. So, it seems that by exposing Li, Guo has helped Xi in his battle against Jiang. But it turns out Li Yo was Guo's former business partner turned rival. And this was actually just part of the whole get my revenge thing Guo talked about earlier. Chinese politics is like House of Cards. In fact, Wang Qishan, Xi's anti-corruption czar, is reportedly a big fan of the show. It's the only thing that can make him smile. Wang probably watches it for stress relief. Look at how relaxing and uncomplicated American corruption is. Plus, he can't resist Frank Underwood's Southern charm. No one can. Now, as you can imagine, anyone navigating that environment of political intrigue can sometimes say one thing and mean another. For example, While it seems that Guo Wengui is supporting Xi Jinping and his anti-corruption campaign, well, Guo has actually secretly been supporting Jiang Zemin. Listen to this.
没有江泽民江老，我觉得中国到不了今天。还有今天的中国80%的权力是江家的。
What Guo said is not exactly true. I mean, it is true that without Jiang Zemin, China couldn't have achieved certain accomplishments, like spending billions of dollars to build labor camps and selling the organs of innocent Chinese people. But what's weirder is his Jiang holds 80% of the power statement. If that were true, this guy would be China's leader instead of Xi Jinping. Instead, he was thrown in prison. But Guo didn't say that as a fact. He said it as a statement of support. It's like when you're listening to the radio and you say, "Dude, that was the best song ever." What you really mean is, "I like that song a lot." Because, objectively, the best song ever is the theme to DuckTales. Woo! Anyway, Guo's comment is one way China observers can see how he's actually on the side of Jiang Zemin's political faction. Now, Guo has denied this, of course. But Guo definitely has close ties with a lot of Jiang's people. According to the Epoch Times, Guo is close to disgraced spy chief Ma Jian. Ma Jian worked closely with Jiang Zemin's faction. That is, before Ma Jian was arrested in Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign for taking $30 million in bribes. And then he started squealing on Guo. So what kind of relationship does a Chinese billionaire businessman have with Jiang Zemin's former spy chief Ma Jian? Well, let me tell you a little story about how business is done in China. Before Ma Jian was sent to jail, he helped Guo Wengui obtain an expensive piece of real estate in Beijing. This is Pangu Plaza, which looks like the inspiration for this weird building in F City. Anyway, Pangu Plaza has a high-end hotel and 3 luxury housing complexes. A single flat will cost you $16 million. But in 2006, it was called Morgan Plaza, and Guo Wengui wanted to develop it. Instead, Beijing's vice mayor at the time, Liu Zhihua, gave the contract to a friend. Vice Mayor Liu is such a jerk. But fortunately for Guo, Vice Mayor Liu had a secret mistress in Hong Kong. How do I know this? Because Guo Wengui, with the help of Ma Jian, placed a hidden camera in his room and caught Liu and his mistress in the act. They used the tape, along with other evidence of corruption, to get Liu a suspended death sentence, which usually means life in prison. Then, suddenly, Guo's company was able to buy Morgan Plaza and turn it into what it is today. And Ma Jian was rumored to have been given one of the condo units. So Guo Wengui colluded with China's spy chief to take down Beijing's vice mayor so he could develop a piece of real estate. And in a recent Communist Party-style confession, Ma Jian says he worked in alliance with Guo Wengui over the course of 6 years, where Guo gave him millions of dollars in gifts in exchange for Ma using China's spy apparatus to help Guo with his business deals. Dangerous and illegal? Absolutely. But also in character for a guy who, again, posts this to Twitter. But anyway, because of Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign, Ma Jian is now in jail. In fact, a lot of people close to Guo Wengui have been getting hit in the anti-corruption campaign lately. And it seems like Xi Jinping may be going after Guo himself. So, despite Guo making himself out to be a hero exposing corrupt officials, he's probably not really a supporter of Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign. In fact, Guo is now going after the key person he knows can hurt Xi's anti-corruption campaign the most. Anti-corruption czar Wang Qishan, who looks like he wants to retire soon. In fact, he was originally supposed to retire this November after the 19th National People's Congress. But Xi Jinping wants to keep him right where he is for 5 more years so he can keep purging Jiang Zemin and his toadies. But Guo wants to make Wang Qishan look corrupt so it would become politically impossible for Xi Jinping to keep him on as the anti-corruption czar. And Xi Jinping doesn't have any replacement that's anywhere near as capable. So Guo has launched a smear campaign at Wang Qishan, throwing shade on him with blurry conspiracy-type diagrams on Twitter. And if that's too complicated to follow, He also posted a badly photoshopped image of Wang as the Joker. Also is Leonardo DiCaprio in Titanic. He's also been making unsubstantiated claims that Wang's extended family has amassed staggering wealth through a web of companies, which, to be fair, sounds like every official in China. Guo has also said that an Australian woman is actually Wang's illegitimate daughter. She wasn't too happy about that, by the way. Then Guo goes on a live interview on Voice of America and starts making more unsubstantiated claims attacking Wang, so much so that the host had to eventually cut him off.
Wang Qishan's nephew holds shares in Hainan Airlines.
What Guo Wengui said is only from his sources. We can't verify any of that.
Yao Qing is the key person in Wang and Yao's family, and he is also a shareholder in Hainan Airlines. Everyone seems to know this.
We can't verify any of that information.
They keep threatening my family. This is why I want to spill Wang's secrets directly.
Let's stop here for today.
So Guo Wengui's goal is to, on the one hand, praise Jiang Zemin, and on the other hand, create doubts about Wang Qishan, and weaken Wang so much that she can't keep using him to carry out his anti-corruption campaign. And in terms of the anti-corruption campaign, she without Wang is like Inspector Gadget without Brain, Pooh without Piglet, me without Shelley. Hey, who wrote this? The point is, Piglet is a former banker and economist, and let's say probably knows a bit about corruption himself. And so Piglet is really the only one who can carry out Pooh's anti-corruption campaign effectively. Plus, Piglet already knows where the bodies are buried. I believe that was the plot of The House at Pooh Corner. Anyway, the anti-corruption campaign was already gunning for Guo. And now that he's shooting his mouth off everywhere, several of his associates are being investigated. The Chinese Foreign Ministry is calling him a criminal, and China even got Interpol to issue a red notice for his arrest. And that VOA interview we showed earlier was threatened by China's foreign ministry, which said that it would disturb the 19th Communist Party Congress, which matches up with worries that Xi wouldn't be able to keep Wang on after the Congress. Now, I'm not saying Wang Qishan or his family isn't corrupt. Much of what Guo says is impossible to verify. I'm just saying that when Guo Wengui says things to undermine Wang, well, that's just Guo Wengui playing House of Cards. And Guo's cards are definitely in Jiang's deck. But we'll have to wait for the Party Congress in November this year to really know if Guo has been successful or not. So, to sum up...
Previously on General Hostility. Rich jet-setter and workout enthusiast, Guo Wengui is the talk of the town. But the closets of his multi-million-dollar apartment overlooking Central Park are full of secrets. Guo has a shady past with former spy chief and current prison confessor Ma Jian. And both are connected with Xi Jinping's fake evil twin, Jiang Zemin. As part of Jiang's sneaky plan to stop Xi Jinping's anti-corruption campaign, Guo has set his sights on Xi's sad sidekick, Wang Qishan. Will Guo get away with impugning Wang's honor? Will Xi be forced to betray his loyal ally? Find out next time on General Hostility.
So will our self-styled James Bond succeed? Or have we been watching another movie all along? Thanks for watching this episode of China Uncensored. As you may have noticed, this is our first full-length TV episode. The vast majority of the funding for this comes from you, my 50-cent army, who supports China Uncensored by contributing to us directly via our website on Patreon. And someday soon, we're going to tape in front of a live audience. I hope to see you there. But to do that, we need your continued support, and some new support as well. Please click the link below to visit Patreon, where you can contribute, for example, $1 per episode. The future of this show relies on support from thousands of individuals. Unless we can get sponsorship from Guo Wengui, and I think our chances for that are pretty much shot. Once again, I'm Chris Chappell. See you next time. Hello? Guo Wengui! You loved the episode? Oh, you were being sarcastic. But hey, did you know, if you went to ChinaUncensored.tv, you could have seen this full-length episode with other segments and a devastating amount of jokes last week? Yes. Yes, that's right. Okay, I'll see you at Mar-a-Lago.